This is Irish Bill live with Seminole Bob here from Tate High School, where the Raiders come traveling to Cantonment up here off Highway 29. It's the first district matchup for both of these teams. Navarre comes in at 2-1. Tate comes in at 1-2. Navarre fresh off a 37-6 win on the road in their first ever meeting with the Rickards Raiders last Friday night, and it was a wet Friday night at that. Was it not, Bob?
It most certainly was. We did receive some good news this week. The computer was resuscitated.
It was.
And got a little moist out there. I think we all got moist. Fortunately, we brought a change of clothes and somewhat dry ride home. And karaoke went on there. But joining us tonight, the one, the man, the myth, the legend, Buckeye Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike Householder. Hello.
He's carrying. So Bob, you can finally breathe easier a little bit tonight and just do color analyzing tonight. So that's blue, that's green, that's yellow.
That's right. Perfect. It is not easy, as you know, Bill, to do both because you want to watch the play and you're supposed to follow with the camera. So I missed a lot of big plays last week. I apologize. But Mike, every time Mike.
Mike's a legend in his own mind.
He is. But we appreciate him giving up this Friday night to join us, watch some Navarre Raider football, and we appreciate it. He and his wife, sponsors, one of our sponsors, to bring you Navarre Raider football.
But Navarre are in their white jerseys. So first 4 games for Navarre, 3 of them are on the road. So that sets up a favorable second half of the season for Navarre.
It does, and we've got a bye coming up too. So the Thursday game. So that'll allow some folks to get healed before the remaining 3 district games. Because our homecoming opponent next week, Neon Lions, travel to LNC Russell Stadium. Homecoming week. I know my daughter, the senior, Anne Marie, is every day, Bill, they have a different dress-up day or theme day. So she's going out tonight and getting all of her outfits, special dress-up outfits. Then after homecoming, we've got Gulf Breeze, Milton Pace ahead of us.
Yeah. So next Friday night, is Leon coming to town. Then we get that breather, September 30th. We get a breather, and then the following Thursday, like you said, we head over to Mosley. We haven't been over to Mosley in quite a while, and I'm trying to remember the last time I was over there for a game. I think it was back in 2011 when the Raiders had such a dynamic wide receiver core with Marquise Hagewood and both of the Leggett's, Brad and Jordan, playing at the same time. But that team, I think, underachieved a little bit at 5-5 that season, fresh off of that third round travel into the state playoffs the previous year, where they got knocked off in one of the most exciting football games that I've ever been a part of, the 34-33 triple overtime loss to Lincoln. And the next year they come back with a 5-5, and I think that is the last year that we were at Mosley. It was 2011.
Could have been. It's been longer for me. Almost got to a soccer match there, semi-pro soccer match. That didn't cancel.
And this will be our first trip since they've redone Tommy Armour Stadium over there in Mosley. It's right across the street from Bay High School, and from what I hear, it's beautiful. We might be outside during that game because I heard the press box is pretty small compared to what it used to be. But we're pretty squared away for the rest of the season. Like I said, we'll take that break, then we go to Mosley. Then the following week, we come back home and the gauntlet starts. Milton, Pace at home. Gulf Breeze on the road. Niceville at home. And a 3-week stretch where it's district opponents, and that will decide who goes to the playoffs in District 1 of Class 4S.
It does not matter how many games you win, it's which games you win. Was it Gaston County had a losing record a couple years ago, and they went deep into their whatever that was.
I believe they had 2 wins on the season, but they were the district runner-up, so they got to go to the playoffs, and they won a few games before they finally got knocked out. They gave Niceville a game in that one. They came close to beating Niceville in that one. Late interference penalty on Gaston County sent the game into overtime, and Niceville ended up pulling it out in overtime. And you're asking me, how do you remember that, Bill? Sometimes I don't know. It's just there stored in that memory bank where it's probably got cobwebs on it right now, and I reach in there and dust off the cobwebs, and it just comes back to me.
Only 2 dates you need to remember: her birthday and y'all's anniversary.
That's correct. And if you forget them, gosh forbid. But I think I've done a pretty good job. It's been working on year number 33, so I must be doing something right, or she just continues to put up with me.
Coming up on 20 for me. We got married on January 2nd of 2003. So 1, 2, 3. Hand step. That's how I remember.
Most definitely.
We married up there. We married.
Didn't we all? We all 3 outkicked our coverage. But the Raiders come into this 2-1. Like I said, they started out the year with a 47-7 victory over Fort Walton Beach. Came home and faced one of the best public schools in the state of Florida, Pine Forest, in my opinion. And they're 3-0 on the season now. Lost 39-9, then back on the road last Friday night over in Tallahassee. I call that our Central trip. Leaving Central time zone, go to Eastern, come back after the game, back into Central.
Yep, absolutely.
If that does not screw up your body clock, then nothing will. But the Raiders wearing their road white jerseys tonight with maroon numbers, maroon pants, black helmet, Raider on the side. And if I remember right, seeing Tate's uniforms, I think that's a new color of uniform for Tate. Did you not see those, Bob?
I did.
They look either a little green or gray.
Gray. Some of the injured players are throwing the ball around on the sideline. That's the traditional Tate. What do you call that? Maroon, crimson tops. Typically what I'm used to seeing. And of course, we've seen them in their road whites when they come to the Bennett Stadium.
I like this drill they do with the kicker because they practice as a one-on-one kicking. Everybody gets around you, and up and good is Taylor Gardner here in pre-game warm-up. They're on the. I'm trying to think of my directions. I think we're west and east here. Am I accurate?
Sun's going down right there, so that's west.
Okay, so the west.
Sunsets in the west.
So the west is across from us. We're sitting on the east side, so it's going to be north and south. Okay, there we go. East and west, north and south, as it normally goes when they set up football fields.
That's what happens when you bring a navigator with you.
But I'm getting someone saying that they still can't hear you, Bob, but I can hear you fine and clear. So, I mean, I got the mics turned up as about as far as I can, and I got everything plugged in just right, so people don't tell me, hey, Bill, check this, check that.
How's that sound?
You sound as good as ever, Bob. Maybe Tim King just needs to reset his computer.
Well, the microphone protector pad is tension magnets.
Uh-oh, guys, we're gonna have to wash it now. But tonight it could be it's not a real monumental night because win number 100 is a monumental night. Tonight, if the Raiders can pull this off, it will be Jay Wall's 90th victory in his 117th game. Pretty solid.
Yeah, good percentage.
But Navarre is in the north end zone. Aggies will be out of the south end zone here as we're winding down here into pregame. About 8.5 minutes to go.
That's the south end zone where the scoreboard is going.
Okay.
If that's west.
Okay.
Is that right, Mike? Yeah.
Geography and whatever has never been a big thing of mine. So the south end zone is Navarre is in. The north end zone is where Tate is at. Okay. I think we got that squared away now. I got a D in geometry.
We have the howitzer.
You're going to be hearing that go off tonight.
Hopefully not very often.
Hopefully, because every time Tate scores, that goes off, and hopefully it will not be going off very. Said Bob sounds like he's talking into a pillow. I know. I got to rid him of that. That's been him forever. Talking into a pillow.
Am I whispering sweet nothings?
I hope not. Yeah. We got, you know what, this may be one of the older press boxes that we broadcast out of, but I tell you, this is the best view that we've had out of a press box all year, other than up on the roof at home. But we've only been there once, so I'm kind of, will I remember how to get there, Bob? It's been a couple of weeks since we've been home.
55 steps, sir.
Okay, you got it. We're going to go ahead and head out to commercial break. We're about 6.5 minutes to kickoff here at Tate High School. Navarre and Tate district matchup tonight. Winner will stay alive. Well, they'll all stay alive because they have 4 games in district play. Navarre's district consists of Tate, Navarre, Gulf Breeze, Milton, and Pace. So Santa Rosa County +1 here at Tate High School. District 2 is a little bit more, that's the one that Niceville and Crestview are in. And looking at that, you got Niceville, Mosley, Crestview, Childs, and Leon in that one. I think that one will end up coming down to Niceville and Mosley. But we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. This Irish Bill with Seminole Bob, Buckeye Mike on the camera tonight here at Tate High School. We're back after this break.
You guys talking about remembering your anniversary? The Germans engrave it on the inside of the man's ring. The first name and the date.
All you have to do is take it off. Oh, your name's Ursula, is it?
I'd have to have the inside written down in order to give it to somebody else. Got the little cheerleaders. The helmets.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the Continental Touchdown Assistant Coach for Deborah Long and Mary McElhaney and Head Director Greg Gottlieb. And the Aggie Nation, welcome to Tate High School and Carl Madison Field at Pittsfield Stadium. For this evening's game as your Tate Aggies play the Navarre Raiders. At this time, we ask that you please rise and leave your hats for a moment of silence. Presentation of colors, followed by our national anthem. Please present the colors. Our presentation of colors is presented by the Tate High School Army Junior ROTC Aggie Battalion Color Guard. Commanding the colors this evening is carrying the right rifle, Cadet First Lieutenant T. American flag, Cadet First Lieutenant Lawson. State flag, Cadet First Sergeant McCurry. Left rifle, Cadet First Sergeant Davis. The Aggie Battalion is under the direction of Major Stephen Beckler, Master Sergeant Roland Kaiser.
Welcome back to Tate High School. Getting ready for the national anthem here at Tate High School. The ROTC is at the middle of the field. So momentarily you will be turning on the field mic and listening to our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tate High School still made the South with the playing of our national anthem.
Job well done as always.
We ask that you continue training as we retire the colors. Please retire the
What
colors.
an outstanding band they have here at Tate High School. They've been in quite a few holiday parades and they put on a great show here at home on Friday nights during the football season. ROTC getting ready to leave the field as they are getting ready to march away from us. And that just means one thing, Bob. We are just seconds away from getting this game started.
Ready for some football. Tate comes in at 1-2, coached by Rex Summerford.
Summerford, yes, correct.
He was at
West Florida High School previously.
And they had a dynamic team. I don't know what happened there, but one person's loss is another team's gain, and I think Tate scares me a little bit. They've got a quarterback whose first name is Tate.
Spelled differently.
Spelled
T-A-I-T-E.
Pronounced the same. He's got a pretty good arm.
It looks like we're ready for a coin toss here. Navarre wearing their all white, and Tate is wearing their crimson uniforms, I believe. I am colorblind, so you're going to have to tell me for sure what color uniforms those are.
Those are dark,
Almost a
gray like
grayish. Yep. As they get closer to the sideline, we'll be able to see. But it looks like more of a grayish color. They're in the white pants. Navarre in their maroon pants. Navarre wearing their black helmets as they always have been wearing since they're pretty much their existence. And Tate will be coming out in their usual colors here, helmet-wise. And we're having a coin toss there. The white hat throws up the coin, he catches it, flips it over, and looks to the visiting team for the call. Navarre is one to toss, and they defer as they normally do. The only time they have it in the last couple of years was the Pine Forest game, Bob.
Yeah, and it turned out pretty well for them.
Terrence Marshall returned to kickoff 80 yards, and that was the only touchdown they would score on that night.
So Tate will receive the football. start the game. If my memory serves me correct, Tate in the past had worn white helmets with the red tee.
You are correct. These are look more like a pewter or a grayish. Like in Navarre, we know what they're wearing. They're wearing the whites on the road, maroon numbers, maroon pants. They're lining up in the south end zone. Tate lines up in the north end zone, and we have reached the time where we say it's ready for football.
Where toe meets leather.
And when you check in, either on YouTube or via the text line, make sure that you let us know who you are so we can give you a shout out during the game. And here comes the Tate Aggies out of the north end zone. And we'll get a little bit closer look at these uniforms. And they look more of they're a very dark gray. Those look like kind of a pewter colored helmet with the T on the side. Both teams are on their respective sidelines. District action in Class 4S District 1 getting ready to get underway here at Tate High School. A lot of baseball players have come out of Tate High School. One back from back in my day, one Travis Fryman and Don Sutton a little bit before my time. But they've known for their athletes here at Tate High School. Taylor Gardner's lining up and putting the ball at the 40-yard line. Tim Keenan in the house. You lucked out last week, Tim. Your Bama boys pulled one out, but by the slimmest of margins.
Hey, Bill, do you know why Bama says roll tide?
No.
Because they can't spell elephant.
Okay. You can put that one in your trunk and take it home.
It was a very good game. I agree with you. Texas had the game.
One Flesh Marriage Ministry of Navarre checking in tonight. Rosalind Miller. I got a chance to meet Rosalind a few weeks ago. Nice to meet you, Rosalind. Lemmy Wilson, a Navarre alum, checking in as well. Thank you, Lemmy. Gardner getting ready to put toe on leather. From the 40, and here we go. It's a high end over end kick. It's going to come down at the 5-yard line. It is returnable. And we got a big wall out here to the right. And he trips over the 40-yard line. It's going to be returned out to the 48-yard line by Diego Dukes on the return. I would give credit to a Navarre player for the tackle, but it was a good old number 40-yard line on that one.
40-yard line line.
So Tate's going to have good field position at their own 48, just underway. Clock did not run at all on that kickoff, which normally once they catch the ball, that clock should start.
I don't think the referee caught it, so.
They started it now. 1st and 10 for Tate. It's going to be a handoff, and there on the tackle is Tyrell. And there's a strip on the play, and Navarre's going to recover. Tyrell Marshall and Dwayne Clark forced a fumble, and the Raiders are going to take over.
They benefited from some turnovers last week, Bill. The first hit, and I do not have my program in front of me, was in the backfield by number 19.
That would be Landon Mensler.
And second effort, sometimes that happens when a running back's going for second effort. The ball gets away from his body.
And I think that was Marshall. Marshall and Clark were both right there. The Raiders going to take after it after the 3-yard gain. They're going to take over at their own 48. It's going to be.
Holding right there.
And there comes the yellow flag. He had him beat down the near sideline. That was Jaden Reese. What a season he's having thus far. I think it's going to be a hole, Bob.
Definitely grab the back of his jersey. I'm not sure whether
moving it into Tate territory. You have to mark it off.
And if you're beat on a play, that's the one thing I don't like about just a yardage foul rather than a spot foul in the NFL is that to me it rewards the defense. If you're beat on a touchdown, give up 10 yards rather than a touchdown.
And Navarre with the first down of the game via the penalty. Handoff to E.J. Love right up the middle. He's going to get up near the 40-yard line, but push back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. We're going to spot the ball at the 42 of Tate. 11:15 on the clock, no score. Rosemary Stewart checking in as well from Tucson, Arizona. It's going to be a quick out to the far side. And that ball is on the ground.
Navarre recovers.
Good heads up play there. I believe that's Tyrell Marshall on the recovery. Or no, that's Ricky Riley. It's going to be a completion. But he's going to be a completion and a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Raiders at the Tate 41. Feaster back to pass. He's got a receiver, Jaden Reese, across the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. It's going to be a Raider first down. A gain of 13 on the play to Jaden Reese. Move to change. Raiders first down.
Just a simple down and in pattern. Inside flux being covered by a linebacker. We like that matchup all night long.
1st and 10 Raiders at the Tate 28-yard line. 10:06 on the clock here in the first quarter. Hand off to E.J. Love and a good tackle coming up from his linebacker position. Look at the number here real quick. Number 12, and I did not have a number 12 on my roster, of course. Nope, that is Deshaun Brown, or actually our defensive player of the week. No gain for Love on his 2nd carry, 2nd and 10 Navarre. Riley goes in motion. It's going to be handoff to Love right up the middle, right behind Charlie Cottrell. The ball on the ground once again. Charlie Cottrell, your center. Your linemen are Riley Vester, Jackson Spalla, Cameron Pollard, and Ethan Newman. You big bubbas tonight. A gain of 3 for Love. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Ricky Riley with the reception there on the far sideline. I believe that looks like a 6, or is that a 5?
6. No, that's a 5.
Actually, that's number 5. That is Tyrell Marshall on the catch. They're going to move the ball down to the 15. A gain of 8 to Marshall and a Raider first down.
Yeah, if he could have kept his momentum, turned it upfield, it could have been 6.
It's going to be Feaster on the keeper to the outside. He's got a nice gain down around the 10. We'll bring up 2nd and 5 on a 5-yard scamper by the Raider signal caller.
Nice read.
8:33 on the clock and counting here. 2nd and 5 for the Raiders at the Aggie 10. Feaster leading the offense. Twins to the near side. Brown in as the H-back. The handoff to Love. Off right tackle. And another big tackle there for Nashawn Brown, his 2nd of the night. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. No gain on 3 carries for Love. Actually, he did have a 3-yard gain previously, so 3 yards on 4 carries.
Well, last week against Rickard, he was able to get the first man who got penetration, which drew him out of the way. Tonight, some sure-handed tackling by Gonzalez.
We're going to have Tyrell Marshall and Jaden Reese to the outside. Marshall going to leave the field. He is replaced. I'm trying to look to see who's to the outside there. Is that Ryan Bavis? Looks like Bavis. And into the backfield for the first time tonight, Xavier Hamilton. It's 3rd and 5 for the Raiders at the Aggie 10. They're going to roll out to the right. He feels pressure into the end zone. No, it's going to fall incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down on the first incompleted pass of the game by Hunter Feaster.
Forced that throw into double coverage, but only where one person could have caught it.
3 field goals on the season. 4 field goals on the season.
So the fumble going to turn out not going to hurt Tate.
And in for good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it looks like it's wide left. It was kind of a low snap, and the Aggies are going to take over on the missed field goal.
Definitely didn't hurt Tate.
From 20, basically a 27-yard field goal attempt. The snap was kind of low. Holder tried to get it down. Hunter Feaster has got really good hands. And Gardner tried the best that he could, but it falls just a little bit left of the goalpost. The score remains scoreless here with 7:31 to go in the opening half. Tate's going to take over at their own 20. Tate Davis at quarterback, the sophomore, right-handed throwing sophomore. It's a high snap, and he's going to just go down right there. Raiders will be credited with a sack. But it's going to be a 5-yard loss for Davis. He'll bring up 2nd and 15. I believe that was Mensler was the first one in there. 2nd and 15, a handoff to the outside. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, plus the original line of scrimmage, and out to the 23, a gain of 8. And that was Andre Colston on the carry. Gain of 8 will bring up 3rd and 7 for the Aggies. Colston wearing number 18 this evening. Dante Core and Chase Marsh kind of forced him down at the 23. 3rd and 7 is going to be a quick hitter, and it's dropped. Diego Dukes wanted to run with the ball before he had it, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and we'll see our first punt of the night from Caleb Westergreen.
2:59 remaining in the first quarter from Louisville, all tied up at 7 from Florida State and Louisville.
They're going to spot the ball at the 23. Westergreen, a product of one-on-one kicking, coached by Brady Hamill here at Tate High School every other Sunday. He does a punting and kicking duties. This is an end-over-end punt. It's going to bounce at the Raider 40, and it's going to take a sideways bounce out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So a 37-yard punt for Westergreen.
I think the official called a water break, Bill.
Let's stay right here, Bob. Raiders will have 1st and 10 from their 40 after Tate goes 3 and out.
Kind of sad day in Navarre. We lost great photographer and press legend John Richardson today, Bill. Such a great man. I remember meeting as a member of the YMCA. He and his wife Sue on condolences to Sue and the family.
going to be a tried to run, pass out to Babis. He tried to run with it before he had it. Bring up 2nd and 10 on the incompletion. Babis caught the first one, but he coughed it up on the first play of the game. Luckily, Tyrell Marshall was there to pounce on it. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders from their 40. And it's going to be Jaden Reese across the middle. And the senior with the big first down reception into Aggie territory down to the 48. A gain of 12. He's looking to be the go-to guy for Feaster this year. First and 10 for the Raiders. It's going to be a handoff to Love. He's going to cut back inside. Goes forward to the 46 after all that juking and jiving. He's down to the 46 for a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Raiders at the Aggie 47. Feaster back to pass. He's got Ricky Riley across the middle, and he's going to get down inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 23 to Riley. Or is that number 6? Looks like 6 to me. So Riley gets the catch. A 23-yarder and a Raider first down.
I like the way Feaster stayed in the pocket, heavy rush, fired a strike over the middle.
First and 10 for the Raiders at the Aggie 24, 4:30 on the clock. No score here at Tate High. Feaster's going to roll back a little, and the overthrows Braden Brown in the left flat. And it's going to fall incomplete, and we'll bring up 2nd and 10. Second and 10 for the Raiders at the Aggie 24. It's going to be handoff to Xavier Hamilton right up the middle behind his center, Charlie Cottrell. And he's going to get down to the 21, give him the 3 yards on the carry, bring up 3rd and 7. First carry of the night for Xavier. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Raiders at the Tate 21-yard line. 3:56 and counting here in the opening quarter. No score from Tate High School. This Irish Bill with Seminole Bob. Mike Householder on the camera. They're going to throw Ricky Riley out here in the flat. He's got a Raider first down inside the 10-yard line. Now that is actually Jaden Reese. That's number 8. Down to the 9-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 12 to Reese and a Raider first down. Raiders will have a first and goal at the Aggie 9-yard line. 3:42 on the clock. Hamilton in the backfield to the right of Feaster. Twins to the far side. It's going to be a handoff to Hamilton off right tackle. Still on his feet, down to about the 6, a gain of 3. Second and goal from the 6, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to go off left tackle and into the end zone for the Raiders' first district touchdown of the season. And they take the early 6-0 lead with 3:09 on the clock on a 6-yard run by Xavier Hamilton, the second rushing touchdown on the season.
Xavier's number 3.
That was correct, Hamilton. 6-yard run.
Good block
Gardner's kick is up, and it is through. 7-0 Navarre. They're on the board first here on the road. In fact, in all 3 games on the road, they have been the first team to score. Now on a 6-yard run by Hamilton. The second rushing touchdown on the season. Gardner's kick good. 7-0 Navarre.
On the over and under, the Florida State game was 57. So far in the first quarter, they've scored 28 points. 14-14 Florida State and Louisville at Cardinal Field.
Robus must still be out recovering. Bob?
What's that?
Robus must still be out because Ryan Bavis is getting some action here this evening.
Connor Black, my aunt is playing.
Gardner looks over the sideline, which gets ready for their special team setup. 7-0 Navarre. 3:09 on the clock. Irish Bill, 7 Bob, and a welcomed breath of fresh air. Mike Householder on the camera tonight. Tight formation for the Raiders on the kickoff. Gardner getting ready to put toe on leather at 3:09 of the first quarter. 7-0 Navarre. This one goes back to the 5 once again. See if the Raiders can have a little bit better coverage, and that they do. Chase Marsh in there on the tackle, along with Connor Matthews. And the Aggies will start from their, it looks like about their own 26-yard line.
Much better kick coverage. First 3 games. Special teams and kickoff and punt. Specifically, kickoff coverage. That one, much better effort by the Raiders.
It's going to be a nice gainer over the 40. He's going to cut back. And then it's going to be an Aggie first down out to the 46 after a gain of 20. For Colston, it'll be an Aggie first down, their initial first down of the game.
Quarterback's front, quarterback center, arm tackle it. Young man, you just can't do that. You've got to wrap low. Allow him to just shrug off defenders. Get that extra yardage.
First and 10 to Aggies from their own 46, 2:50 on the clock. They trail 27. This is going to be a big hit, quick hitter to the outside to Carmelo Campbell, and he's going to gain about, looks like about 7 on the play. They cut him on the spot. They're going to spot the ball at the Raider 46, so a gain of 8. The first completed pass to Campbell.
Yeah, most teams that who go to a spread at times, they'll use that little popcorn or bubble screen and have a wide receiver out there block. Good pursuit by the ball.
Going to give him 9 on the reception. First, second, and 1 at the Raider 46. Or just outside the 45. And a great defensive pursuit by the Raider front 7. And it's going to be a tackle for loss led by Kiona Moso, Xavier Hamilton, Dom Cunningham in there as well.
Penalty on Tate. Just a warning, sideline violation. You get a warning.
Going to bring up 3rd and 4 at the Raider 48-yard line. 1:57 on the clock. Trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Empty backfield for Tate Davis. And I think we're going to have a sideline warning against Navarre now too. Both teams have now received their sideline warnings. Next one will result in a penalty. They don't have to give them a warning. They can give them a penalty on the very first call, but they usually give them a warning. Now both teams have their warning. 3rd and 4 for the Aggies. Davis is going to try and run it himself, but not so fast, my friend. There on the tackle is big Isaac Cole all the way back to the 48. Actually, they're going to spot it at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 4th and 3, 4th and a long 3.
Like a straight quarterback draw.
They're going to keep the offense on the field. Jay Davis, just a sophomore, at quarterback for the Aggies. 7-0 Navarre, 1:10 on the clock here in the first quarter. Luckily, he was blind back off the line of the because Raiders almost got pulled off sides.
I think that's the plan for Tate.
I think we're going to see Mr. Westergreen once again.
Tate called timeout.
So we'll have a 4th and let's call it 4 for the Aggies when they come back out, and we're seeing Caleb Westergreen coming out for his second punt of the night. 37-yarder on his first punt. Navarre on top with 57.5 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. A beautiful night here at Tate High School for football. A lot better than last week, Bob.
Oh, man.
And a lot more comfortable.
Although I enjoyed sitting next to you.
Westergreen with a high, beautiful end-over-end punt. A fair catch inside the 10, at the 9, at the 8-yard line by Jaden Reese. It's going to be another 37-yard punt, but this one inside the 20. A beautifully placed ball by Caleb Westergreen. Always like those inside the 20 punts. So Raiders going to be back in their own end. They're going to spot the ball actually at the 7. So give them a 37-yard punt. 1st and 10 Raiders from their own 7. 50.7 on the clock. It's going to be handoff to Love, right off left tackle. Behind Cameron Pollard and 71 Ethan Newman. It's going to be a gain out over the 10, out to the 13. And give Love 5 yards. His best run of the night so far, Bob. 2nd and 5 for the Raiders from the 13. It's going to be Love off left tackle. He's going to stay on his feet. And he's going to actually lose back to the 11. Someone had a hold of his jersey, was not letting go.
Remember back in the 80s?
The tearaway jerseys?
Yes, sir. We had, I worked at the infamous Buddy Sporting Goods on Tallahassee, Tennessee Street, in Tallahassee. They had a lot of smaller high schools, Graceville, was that running back from Graceville. Was it Neil Anderson that went on to
Played at Florida.
And the Bears, I believe.
You got that right.
And well, they ordered Neil Anderson jerseys by the dozen.
There's another young man that currently out of Graceville that's playing for Georgia. Sorry. He went down to IMG Academy, I believe, for his senior year, and he's now at Georgia. I believe he's either a sophomore or a redshirt freshman. I'm trying to remember. Xavier Sorey, if I remember his name correctly. Well, the Raiders are going to have a 3rd and 7 at their own 11-yard line, so they got to be a little bit careful here, Bob.
Somewhat conservative. Perhaps a short pass. Looking for some yards after the catch from either their back or their wide receivers.
Feaster back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to throw a little screen pass to Love. Love's going to have a first down and a little bit more out over the 20. And they're going to spot the ball right at the 25-yard line. A gain of 14 on the reception by E.J. Love and a Raider first down.
Love that play ball.
I knew you were going to go there.
Center screen. Big Baba out in front.
That's Ethan Newman and Cameron Pollard here on the left side. Nestor and Spalla on the right side. Charlie Cottrell. That's going to be a big gator. He's in his secondary, and I don't think they're going to catch this. Oh, good recovery there by the Tate defender, but it's going to be a big gain for E.J. Love down to the Tate 25-yard line. So he takes it from the 25 of Navarre down to the 25. That's easy math. That's a 50-yard gain, Bob.
When you grab by the back of the jersey, according to the new Florida high school rules, that's supposed to be a penalty. I'm not talking about a horse collar. The back of the jersey, that's a new federation rule change. No flag there.
First and 10 for the Raiders at the Aggie 25-yard line. Xavier Hamilton off right tackle behind Vester and Spalla. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Probably give him about a yard. Bring up second and 9. Raiders with a second and 9 at the Aggie 24-yard line. Third time into the Aggie end of the field. First possession, a botch snapped and a field goal attempt went wide left. Raiders scored on their second possession, now on their third. Second and 9 for the Raiders. It's going to be Hamilton off right tackle once again. I'm looking at my notes. So I've got kind of an array. That's Cameron Evans on the tackle. That's going to be another yard added to Hamilton's rushing total. It's going to bring up third and 8 for Navarre. Feaster into pistol, back to pass. He's got plenty of protection. He's got a receiver breaking open. That's off the fingertips of one Jaden Reese, and you don't see that very often, Bob.
Yeah, he was running toward the pylon. Maybe just a little bit more touch on it.
They should put the ball down about the 31-yard line, so it's going to be looks like about a 40-yard attempt, 41-yard attempt. 7th field goal attempt on the season, 4 of 6 so far for Taylor Gardner. This one from 40. The snap is low again, and the kick is left again. He had trouble getting the snap down again, Bob. And he's going to be wide to left once again on that one.
Well, as you can imagine, listening and watching back home, that's certainly a timing play. The snap, the hold, the kick, the spin by the holder. And ball goes back to where the kick was.
No, and in the state of Florida, it goes to the 20. So it doesn't really hurt you if you're kicking from outside the 20. So it's first and 10 for the Aggies. Still 7-0 Navarre with 10:20 on the clock. Tate Davis brings the offense back out on the field. First district contest for both of these teams. It's going to be a handoff to Colston. He's going to get to the outside, break it back, still on his feet, but that's nothing but white jerseys there, led by Dwayne Clark, Landon Mensler, and Kiona Moso. It's going to be a gain of 2 for Colston. He'll bring up second and 8.
Navarre is certainly getting penetration on the run on the front door.
So second and 8 for the Aggies from their 22. It's going to be a quick hitter to the outside to Carmelo Campbell. He's going to get a nice little gain out over the 25 out to the 27. Give him 5 on the receptor. Bring up third and 3. The spot the ball just right at the 28, so give him an extra yard. Give him 6 on the play. Third and a long 2 for the Aggies from their own 28 with 9:18 on the clock. 7-0 Navarre here at Tate High. Raiders looking to try to make another stop here on third down. Force another Caleb Westergreen punt. There are 2 on the play clock, and it's going to go to zeros.
I don't understand that.
And I don't know if they called timeout. They did. Tate calls, I believe, their second timeout of the game already. So everybody's saying that they're having a hard time hearing your mic. We got everything connected properly. They said you sound kind of distant. Well, you always sound a little distant. 3rd and 2 for the Aggies. A long 2 from their own 28. 8:58 on the clock. It's going to be a handoff to Colston, and he should have an Aggie first down, pushing the Raider defense out to the 35, a gain of 7, and an Aggie first down, their second of the game. Raiders with 95 yards of offense there in the first quarter, 32 for Tate. First and 10 Aggies from their own 35 with 8:40 on the clock here in the second quarter. 7-0 Navarre. Davis back to pass, and he overthrows his intended receiver. Should be Diego Dukes by about 2 car lengths.
Dukes had a step on the
On this side, on this side, that would be number 4, Dante Ford. And then a sophomore. You see a lot of youth on this Raider defense. And mixed in with a sprinkle of seniors here. 2nd and 10 for the Aggies from their 35. 8:32 on the clock. Still 7-0 Navarre. Mensler in the backfield along with Isaac Cole. I think Cole's going to get possibly credit for the sack. It's going to be a loss of 2 back to the 33.
I think Tate might be a little bit more successful than done rolling them out and having receivers and backs.
3rd and a long, 12 for the Aggies from their own 33. 7:58 counting here in the first half. 7-0 Navarre. Have you move over near me, Bob? Maybe that's a little bit, hopefully that will help. We'll have you come over here and I'll move over a little bit. The 5-yard penalty against Navarre will bring up 3rd and 7. First penalty of the night for Raiders. I believe only one last week. So we're going to have 3rd and 7. Hopefully we can hear you a little bit better over here.
Yes.
There you go. 3rd and 7. Davis back to pass. He's feeling pressure. He's got a first down catch over the 47-yard line. Right up to midfield is Carmelo Campbell. And they're going to move the chains out to the midfield stripe. A gain of 17. Actually, no, it's a gain of 12 because they moved the ball up on the... So a gain of 12 to Campbell and via Aggie first down.
Need to concentrate on trying to tackle rather than stripping the football. They got that extra yardage for the first down, yards after the catch, because you were trying to go for the strip. Let's wrap up basic football, take the man down.
1st and 10 for the Aggies at the midfield stripe, their 3rd first down of the game. They're going to hand off behind Colston. He's going to move forward for about a 4-yard gain down to the 46 of Navarre. Bring up 2nd and 6.
You can see my mic, Bill. It's almost in my throat.
Well, I'm not sure. It's got to be the connection somewhere. We'll check those out at halftime and maybe do a little bit of readjusting. You said much better. Sounds good. So you just need to be closer to me.
Closer to you.
Please, no. 2nd and 6 for the Aggies at the Raider 46, 6:39 on the clock, 7-0 Navarre. Colston is going to go right behind his center, back to line of scrimmage, +1. We'll bring up 3rd and 5. Dom Cunningham on the tackle there, along with Chase Marsh.
Well, thus far, appears to be punting between the 20s, field possession, and the running game.
So 3rd and 5 for the Aggies at the Raider 45, 6:04 on the clock, 7-0 Navarre. Raiders have had some great scoring opportunities, but have cashed in. And that's going to be a hitter and another Aggie first down, but he drops the ball right at the 40. They're going to give him the catch, a gain of 6 to Lucas Rudd, his first catch of the night. And it's going to be an Aggie first down, gain of 6.
Looks like we're close to the 6-minute mark, so we are a water break. And that was so funny last week, having a water break. Now, look, you could get dehydrated in a rainstorm, certainly. But just with the rain coming down, I just thought that was so hilarious.
Most definitely. So it's going to be an Aggie first down just inside the 40 of Navarre. So as much as Navarre dominated the first quarter, the Aggies are just 39 yards away from tying this game up. We are have a water break at 5:52 of the second quarter. I want to thank all of our sponsors once again. Without them, we couldn't bring you the games. Culver's of Navarre, Ursula Householder, University Lending Group, Express Professional Employment, and the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. 1st and 10 for the Aggies at the Raider 39. Trailing 7-0 here. 5:52 to go in the opening half. Davis going to look. He's going to go down. Another sack for the Raiders, their 3rd of the night. The ball comes loose, but after he was down. And that's going to be Keona Moso with the sack. And it's going to be a loss back to the 43-yard line, a loss of 4. We'll bring up 2nd and 14. Good pursuit by the front 3-4 Navarre so far.
Oh, absolutely. Getting great penetration on the front 5 of Tate.
Davis back to pass. They're trying to throw a little screen.
His knee was down.
His knee was down at the 40, but he's going to fall forward. They're going to spot the ball right back at the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 8 to, I believe that was Campbell. Out of the back. Actually, that was Colston out of the backfield. His first catch of the night. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Aggies once again at the Raider 39-yard line.
See if the Aggies will go with a slant play here.
Dukes and Autry to the near side. He's going to feel pressure from the outside and a big sack again, once again for the Raiders. This coming from his linebacker position, Chase Marsh, all the way back to the 46, a loss of 7 on the Raiders' 4th sack of the game.
Yeah, that can happen when you have a young quarterback. He panics. He had blitzing from the outside, kind of a delayed blitz. And
the Raider defense
big loss.
Comes up big. Wester Green back to punt for the 2nd time on the night.
Haven't had that many sacks
Third
this
time
year.
on the night. Now it's a low kick. It's going to take a bounce at the 14, bounce out to the 16, back to the 14, and that's where the Raiders will start their next possession from their own 14-yard line. A 32-yard punt for Westergreen and another one inside the 20. So Navarre into the Aggie end of the field 3 times, and so far it's a lone touchdown.
Yeah, Aggie defense showing just enough to hold Navarre. A couple of missed field goal attempts.
Marshall goes in motion on the jet sweep. It's a fumble.
Tate's got it.
And Tate's going to have a great field position at the Raider 9-yard line, the first turnover of the game.
I don't think it was a jet sweep.
And we hear the Raider coaches in the booth next to us. And it's going to be a loss back to the 9. Marshall never really had a hold of it.
No, was it like a mini toss?
Usually on a jet sweep, if you
It's a
do that
handoff.
forward, that's usually that's
Pass.
usually considered a pass. But it's gonna be a fumble, and the Aggies have first and goal at the Raider 9. Both teams with 1 turnover.
Yeah, nothing up front. In this second quarter, Coach Jay Walls and his defensive staff have really made some adjustments, moving those linebackers around, getting them more active on the running plays.
That's Keono Moso and Chase Marsh in there on the tackle. You got about a 10-second delay, so I can see who actually makes the tackle, and then I can talk about it. Second and goal for the Aggies at the Raider 9. Davis in the pistol. A quick hitter across the middle. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. And the young man should have just stayed in the end zone. They're going to spot the ball at the 4, but the Raiders get it right back. And the first interception of his varsity career goes to Tate.
I'm not sure that's who the quarterback was throwing to. I thought it was the slant he was trying to throw to and overthrew him. And there was another receiver in the area doing a little bit deeper pattern.
So the defense steps up once again. This time Dante Core with the interception at about the goal line. And he's going to get it back out to the 4. So give him 4 yards on the return. The Raiders are fortunate once again. Marshall's going to go in motion once again. And he's going to be tackled in the end zone for a safety. Love tackled in the end zone. Kind of a jailhouse break by the Aggie front 7. And they caught Love in the end zone. Showed him no love at all on that one. And Aggie's on the board with a safety at the 2:35 mark of the second quarter. The Raiders will be kicking off.
Yep. They'll have the choice to punt or to place kick. And heck, I think maybe even a drop kick.
So the Aggies on the board, 7-2 now, and they will get the ball back at 2:35 on the clock. So I'm sure we'll be kicking off from the 20. But a big defensive play by the Aggies right there. Back to back to back defensive plays by both teams. Core with the interception. Aggies with the sack, or the tackle for loss in the end zone. It's like they actually knew the play was coming. And Love didn't have much of a chance on that one. Gardner getting ready to put toe on leather. That ball's going to get back to the 29-yard line. And a nice return to the outside for Tate, still on his feet in the Raider territory to the 39-yard line. I believe that's Diego Dukes with a nice return. They're going to be in Raider territory once again. 33-yard return on the free kick.
Right. And I believe on that one you could call for a fair catch. And wouldn't you get a free kick that the defense cannot rush on? Like a field goal.
Well, 2:26 on the clock, 7-2 Navarre here in the second quarter. It's going to be a quick hitter to Campbell. And the receiver is out here blocking. Looked like he had a little white jersey there. But it's going to be a completed pass down to about the 33-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 6. Campbell on the reception is 4th of the game. It's going to be a gain of 6 down to the 30, let's call it the 33-yard line.
Tate, I believe, only has one timeout left.
We're going to stack receivers on the near side, single to the far side. The handoff goes to Colston, up right tackle, and Aggie first down inside and still on his feet inside the 25, all the way down to the 22. It's going to be a gain of 12 for Colston and an Aggie first down.
Team's not playing like a 1-2 team, are they, Bill?
Not at all. First and 10 at the Raider 21, 1:56 on the clock now. Just started running again after they moved the chains. It's going to be handoff off right tackle. Colston's going to get knocked out of bounds by Joshua Wilson at the 8-yard line. Should be enough for a first down, depending on the spot. It's going to be first and goal for the Aggies. They're going to spot the ball at the Raider 8, a gain of 13 for Colston. And another first down for the Aggies, first and goal at the Raider 8.
They've had success running off tackle against Navarre.
Davis has the Aggie offense in the Raiders' end of the field once again. Defense trying to make another stop here. 1:45 on the clock.
7-2 Tate is losing here. Navarre ahead, 7-2.
First and goal for the Aggies at the Raider 8. It's going to be handoff to Colston, but he is going to be bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe give him a yard before he is taken down by C.J. Hill and Kionamoso. I think Chase March was in there on the tackle as well. Give him 1 yard, second and goal at the Raiders 7. 13 carries already for Colston for 61 yards. Second and goal for the Aggies at the Raiders 7, 1:11 on the clock. Davis is going to keep it, and he is going to get down to about the 3, give him 3 yards. He'll bring up third and goal from the 3.
And
we're down under a minute to play here in the opening half.
Tate only has 2 timeouts. They do not have 3.
Clock down to 48 ticks. Davis in the pistol. He's going to take off and run, and he is going to get into the end zone. I don't know yet. They're going to spot it short. They're going to spot it short at about the half-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 2.5. The clock's still running. It will be fourth down.
If I was Somerville, I certainly would go for it.
Clock winding down.
Or they're going to settle for a field goal.
No, I believe they're going to settle for one last play. They're going to get it down under 10 seconds and run one last play from the half-yard line.
And Navarre will get the second half kickoff, Bill.
He's going to call timeout with about 2 seconds to go. 1.5 seconds to go. I think that's the direction that he's going to go right now is one last play. Why not go for it on 4th down? You got the momentum right now. The safety gets on the board, 7-2. You get the short field at the Raider 38. One last play in the first half. It's 7-2 Navarre. They could go to the half down by 5, or they could go up by 2 or 3.
True that. It's been a long time since Florida State played on a Friday night. Sometimes in ACC play, they play on Thursdays. I think the last score I had, I thought it was 14-14. I think it was 14-13. Louisville.
So this is the play I don't like with teams that are running out of the pistol most of the game. They stay in the pistol from the half-yard line. Why not go under center on this, Bob?
Well, you don't practice it under center, but you should. I agree.
They could run the Wildcat out of here.
Asked Florida State about that when they lost on a pitch. Almost cost them the game against LSU.
So it's going to be key for the Raiders to get some pressure up front really quick. One last play in this first half, 7-2 Navarre, but Tate is knocking on the Raiders' door right here. 4th and goal from the half-yard line. It's going to be off and into the end zone. And Tate's first lead of the game. A 1-yard run by Davis on the keeper. Our clock now reads 0.
We will have 1 on time down. And let's see if they keep the offense. No, it looks like they're bringing in the kicker. I thought they might want to go for 10. 2-point conversion to make it 10-7.
So Davis on the keeper himself. He calls his own number. The kick is blocked.
How about that? That's
Kick
the
is
third
blocked.
one this year.
8-7. Not sure who got in on that block. We'll see here in just a second. It was right up the middle. I believe that was Dwayne Clark again, right up the middle.
Could have been, yep. And that was our 3rd block of the year, I believe, on extra points.
So we go to the half, 8-7, Tate on top. And we'll be back after this lengthy commercial break.
Just a young kid still learning, but if he takes an E on that interception, when the ball's out to 20, we don't get the safety, we don't give the ball back.
Good point.
But that's what happens when we're young.
You thought he could break a tackle and go,
I'm just glad he didn't get tackled in the end zone and try and get out.
yeah. Away from my phone, so I can't verify. Plug it.
I was going to give you your drink. Your strawberry daiquiri over there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf
We're here at the half. Tate takes the lead on the last play of the first half. The extra point was blocked, I believe, by Dwayne Clark. The second block of the season. And Raiders will get the ball to come out to start the second half. It was all Raiders in the first quarter. A chance to put some points on the board. One lone touchdown. A couple of missed opportunities. Tate took care of their last opportunity, and they put 6 on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, up until that point, I had thought that Navarre had pretty much dominated the game, but Tate takes advantage of the turnover and goes ahead at halftime.
The key to that last possession is you go back, the Raiders have a 3rd and 12. Their only penalty of that first half gave Tate a manageable 3rd and 7. They converted the first down, went down, and they put points on the board. Eventually they went to safety and then come back and they get the great field position to start the next drive. But only Navarre with only one penalty in the first half, but it was kind of changed the field a little bit.
It has. It certainly has. And, again, Tate does not look like a 1-2 football team.
No, they were in a shootout last week with Northview. Northview won right here, 34-25. And Northview is a solid one, our rule team. But Navarre has got to make some adjustments at halftime, and they got to put some points on the board.
Yeah, can't get bogged down. Make better play calls perhaps on 3rd and distance rather than having to attempt a field goal. Right now it could easily have been Navarre up 13-8. Both of those field goals were very manageable.
We got some college scores. Louisville just went on top of Florida State, 21-14. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Wyoming over Air Force 10-0. And Harvard and Merrimack are tied at 7.
Harvard.
Let's see if we can pull up the...
Are they playing on the Boston?
See if we can pull up FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com, Josh Wilson's site, and then see if we can get some panhandle scores going on here in the area this evening.
Should have good weather.
Baker over Jefferson County, 21-6. The third quarter. Sneads over Holmes County, 12-6 at the half. Cottondale over Freeport, 24-21 at the half. Niceville over Childs at the half, 21-11. Pine Forest over Choctaw at the half, 14-0. Mosley all over Leon in the second quarter, 28-0. Chipley over Vernon, 33-0 in the Battle of Washington County. South Walton over Arnold, 7-6 in the second quarter. Destin over Rocky Bayou Christian, 8-0 in the second. Pace over Preston, 21-15. Milton and Gulf Breeze knotted at 7. Northview and Alberta, Alabama knotted at 7. No score between Lighthouse and Pensacola Catholic. Let's go over to the Big Bend region, see if we got any more scores from over there on Eastern Time. So I'm sure those games are well going. Columbia 21-0 over Madison County. Fort St. Joe over Pike Liberal Arts, 33-0. Liberty County 49-0 over Franklin County at the half. Rickards over Godby at the half, 38-13. And let's see, we got some other scores. North Florida Christian 20. Taylor County nothing. Wakulla over Bluntstown 16-0. Walton over Maclay 12-0. And Childs trailing at Niceville 21-11. So there's your Big Bend and Panhandle scoreboard. Brought to you by FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com. Josh Wilson. Thanks, Josh, for all that you do covering not only football in the fall, but flag football in the spring. So he does a great job. Let's go over some of these stats in the first half, and we'll look to Navarre first. 7 of 11 passing for 83 yards for Hunter Feaster. No turnovers, no touchdown passes for Tate. 6 of 9 passing for 42 yards for Tate Davis. His primary receiver is Carmelo Campbell with 4 catches for 33 yards. 3 catches for 37 yards for Navarre's Jade Reese. On the ground, 61 yards on 13 carries for Andre Colston. For the Raiders, 58 yards on 8 carries for E.J. Love. The Raiders trailing at the half for only the second time in 4 games on the season. We're going to head out and take another commercial break. You're listening to Navarre Raider football on IrishBillSports.com. Right with Seminole Bob, Buckeye Mike, and Irish Bill will be back after this word from our sponsors.
Who are you waving at?
Tell you in a second. One of the guys I used to work at, his son's plays for Navarre now, and he's watching the game from in the stands.
And now, the Tate High School shorthand of the foul.
Well, we're going to turn it over to our field mic and the Navarre Raider Marching Band getting ready to play. Navarre. That concludes Navarre's halftime show here.
That was under the field direction of Julia Stevens. Ray and Heather Stevens, big band boosters, friends of ours. Julia is their senior head maestro on the field.
They used to call them drum majors, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I say, maestro. I meant drum major. Thank you, Bill.
No worries.
We thank you for listening to the first half of Navarre at Tate.
And luckily we don't have any of this tonight, Bob.
BJ, written by
B.J. Thomas. Written by
Burt Bacharach.
Right. But luckily we don't have any of that tonight.
Not in Pensacola. Beautiful night, a little windy.
And since we're not at home, we're not up on the roof either.
We're not on the roof. We're high enough though. Last week we could spit and hit the field. This week we're high up in the confines of Tate High School.
Definitely one of our best viewpoints so far this season, other than being at home. And it was pretty solid at Fort Walton Beach. We just had a really bad connection there.
So, what do you think Jay Wallace said at halftime, Bill?
I think we're going to need a little bit more of EJ Love and having EJ do a little bit more of this.
Nice.
Just throw that a little bit in there.
Nice. Yes.
You know I like my oldies.
I do.
That got us home last Friday night after the game from Tallahassee. We were somewhere around the Bluntstown exit, I think about 154. We said, you know what? It's time. We got to do something. We're both kind of crashing a little bit.
Punchy. Yep.
A little punchy. So we sang old classic songs the rest of the way home. Luckily, nobody hurt us.
That kept the deer off the highway, I think.
And tires.
Yeah, really. Tires. It was a fun trip. I mean, we basically got home about the time we would be getting home from a home game, Bill, because of the hour. You gain an hour coming back into Central Time. And we thank you, those of you that are not only listening tonight, but listened last week. We had a good number of folks listening in.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't make that 2.5, 3 hour drive over to Tallahassee for the game with a 7 o'clock Eastern kickoff and 6 o'clock back home, and just not enough time. They don't have the convenience of being able to get off. So that's why we're here to make sure that you're still able to watch the Raiders. We're on YouTube at Irishville Sports Live, and you can watch it on your big screen.
Absolutely. Next week, homecoming, Tallahassee Leon. One of the oldest, if not the oldest, high school in Tallahassee comes to visit Bennett C. Russell Stadium for homecoming. And a lot of distractions during homecoming week, and I'm sure I don't think Navarre's thinking about that right now. They're thinking about being down 8-7.
Terrence Marshall and Dante Core back deep for the Raiders, waiting the kickoff of Caleb Westergreen. It's actually kind of a short kick. Core's going to come up to his 13-yard line. He's got a lot. He's into the secondary, still on his feet. He might take this to the house, and he's going to take it all the way. Navarre's second return of a kickoff, no flags on the ground. and an 87-yard kickoff return by Tate right up the middle. Great blocking by the Raiders special teams, and Core does the rest himself.
And he's a linebacker normally?
He's a
Cornerback.
So at 11:47 on the clock, Tate Core goes 87 yards on the kickoff return. And the Raiders only trail for 1.5 seconds in the game so far.
He doesn't have a holder.
Yeah.
Xavier Hamill coming in too. Then the Raiders going to have to waste the timeout on the next point attempt. And I'm sure Coach Walls is not going to be very happy with that one.
No, not especially when you may need them later in the game.
So an 87-yard kickoff return by Core. Gardner will be looking to add the extra point here to put the Raiders back up by 6.
What's the Navarre record for number of kickoff returns in a season, Bill?
That is a great question,
Thank
Bob.
you. I don't know the answer to that. I want to say 2. You don't keep that on this?
That's one stat that I do not keep. One of the most important was the 85-yard kickoff return by Nick Benton in the game against Columbia for the region title. The Raiders went on and held on to a 28-21 victory. That was one of the biggest kickoff returns in Navarre history. They're going to stay out and go for 2 on this one. They put the lead back up to 7. They're going to hand off to Hamilton, and he's going to be short of the goal line. No good. The Raiders are on top 13-8. So the second kickoff return of the season for Navarre. This one, it goes to the sophomore Tate Core. What great blocking up front by the Raiders special teams.
Yeah, I mean, a middle return is not something normally you see in high school, but he got spun around, managed to keep his footing, and take it to the house.
So the Raiders will be kicking off from the 40. No drive on that one. All they needed was one play. Kickoff return. And they take the lead 13-8. So the short kickoff by Westergren gave Tate a kind of a runny start on that one.
It sure did.
Gardner gets ready to put toe on leather. Down to the 9, returnable. Diego Dukes with a nice return over the 30, still on his feet. But a nice special teams tackle there by C.J. Hill. Aggies going to start out from their own 30 after the 21-yard return by Dukes. They're going to send Campbell to the far side. Autry and Dukes to the near side. Andre Colson alone back in the backfield behind sophomore playmaker, play caller, Tate Davis. It's going to be handoff to Colston. He's got a big gain and a first down for the Aggies out over the 45, out to the 47, a gain of 17 for Colston. And he was a step away from breaking that one.
Yeah, tackled by 24 on the play. May have been saved a touchdown.
14 yards on the carry. Actually, that was a 17-yard gain for Colston. First and 10 Aggies from their own 47, 11:15 on the clock. 13-8 Navarre. Tate Davis at quarterback for the Tate Aggies, only a sophomore. It's going to be a handoff to Colston once again, and he's into the secondary, and they're not going to catch him this time. He's going to take it 53 yards, and the Aggies right back on the board. Running a simple handoff right up the middle, Bob.
Simple dive play. Good blocking up front on the left-hand side. Navarre staying with a 3-4 defense.
We played a minute 7 here in the second half, and we already have 12 points on the board. The Aggies coming in for the extra point attempt here by Caleb Westergreen. 53 yards run by Colston. Aggies quickly back up on top. 2 plays, all by Colston. 70 yards, 2 plays.
Tate may have had to score, they called timeout, I think, and they may try to think about going for 2, which would make it a 3-point game.
So fireworks early here in the third quarter. We only saw 15 points in the whole first half. We've already seen 12 so far in the first minute 7. Colston now goes over 100 on that carry, 131 yards on 15 carries. One of the 2 rushing touchdowns for Tate. They are going to send the offense back out on the field. They will be going for 2 to go up 3. So, do you like chasing points early on, Bob?
I do.
So they're going to spot the ball at the point after attempt marker. The 2-point conversion coming up for the Aggies. It's going to be a quick over the head of the intended receiver Campbell, and it's going to fall incomplete. The score will remain 14-13 Tate.
A lot of pushing and shoving back in that corner of the end zone. No call. The try is unsuccessful.
So, how do you think that Tate is going to approach this next kickoff? Carefully?
Yeah. I mean, they might be better just trying to kick it to a corner, but when you've got 2 speedsters back there that have scored touchdowns off kickoff returns, you could surprise them with a high pooch kick. You could line drive it, kick it high, give your special teams time to cover.
He's actually being corrected. That was actually 0 that returned that kickoff. That was E.J. Love on the kickoff return.
EJ.
Thank you, Tony. Tony Carter. So you're going to word that to E.J. Love on the kickoff return of 87 yards.
There's the pooch.
And there's going to be Terrence Marshall's going to get.
And he dropped the football.
But the Raiders get right back on it.
Wow.
C.J. Hill right there to hop on that. No return.
You know, last week, Navarre played almost flawless football. Just 1 penalty. Looked sharp. Tonight, I don't know. And that was in the rainstorm. You know, you'd have excuses in the rainstorm for fumbles and drop passes, but Navarre looked crisp last week. This week, and, you know, you got to give credit to Tate defense. They're playing pretty well.
First and 10 for the Raiders from their 28. Brown goes in motion from left to right. It's going to be the handoff to Love, and he's got another big hole. He's going to cut back into the Aggies secondary. Still on his feet, and he's gone.
2 defenders collided on the ball.
This one from 72 yards out. The Raiders right back on the board. This one is E.J. Love with his second touchdown of the night. This one comes at 10:35.
So we've had, 3 touchdowns in
Minute 25.
minute 25.
Raiders going for 2 once again.
Big plays for Navarre this week. Kickoff return and then that long touchdown run.
So the last 2 carries for Love is for 50 and 72 yards, not counting the safety.
Yeah.
So they're going to line up in the Wildcat with Xavier Hamilton. He's going to try and get into the end zone for 2, and he does. And that puts the Raiders up by 7. 21-14. Wow. Is this what we're going to expect in the second half? And 3 touchdowns in a minute 25.
AJ was kind of bottled up in the first quarter, but from then on, he's been on fire.
Most definitely, the Raiders will be kicking off here momentarily. Up 21-14. Love with 2 second half touchdowns. 87-yard kickoff return and a 72-yard scamper right up the middle with a couple of nice jukes of the Tate defenders. And the last 50 yards, he was having everybody just eat his dust.
Last week we could say eating his sawdust, but this is a field looks great here at J.M. Tate Field. Ball had a little balata to it, bounced straight up on the 1, and that's what you heard was the Raider coaches thinking, get on the ball, but it happened to break the plane, which in Florida high school would be a touchback?
Yep.
Good leg that time, Bill.
Most definitely. That's his first touchback of the season, if I remember right. And so the Aggies are going to be pushed back to their 20-yard line. First and 10 Aggies. We're going to do a quick hitter to Diego Dukes, but he's met right there by Dante Court and Dwayne Clark at the line of scrimmage. Give him 2 yards on the reception. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Aggies. Duke's first catch of the night.
I thought he had another one early in the first quarter. Could be mistaken.
Going to bring up 2nd and 8 for Tate Davis. Aggies from their own 22. It's going to be handoff to Colston, and he's met right there by Xavier Hamilton and Trey Bragg.
Yeah, it's going to take more than one Raider at a time to tackle him. He's a load, runs hard, runs downhill, keeps his legs moving, and 3rd and 5 here.
3rd and 5 coming up.
Ursula says she's going to be watching next week from Germany.
Third and 5 for the Aggies. Nice catch there on the near sidelines for Autry. His first catch of the night. That's going to be enough for an Aggie first down out to the 35. It's going to be a gain of 10 to Autry. And once again, his first catch of the night for 10 yards. Move the change for the Aggies. Their 8th first down of the contest. And Davis is starting to find his momentum, his flow right here.
Yeah, I agree. It's on the rollouts. Pocket passer, I think he panics.
It's going to be a handoff to Colston, but the Raiders defense.
Number 50.
I haven't called his name yet tonight. That's Braxton Barr in for the tackle.
Sophomore.
It's going to be a loss back to the 34-yard line. A loss of 1 for Colston.
Aggies playing nose tackle on this series of downs.
Oh, yeah, 2 receivers out there in the left flat, and neither one of them can come down with the ball. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 11 for the Aggies.
Hit him in the wrong place. Went right through his hands. Pretty good crowd here for Tate. They always draw very well at home. And looks like a few Navarre folks made the drive over, Bill, to Cantonment on the far side.
3rd and 11 for the Aggies. Davis in the pistol. Colson behind them, 2 receivers, and a flag down here on the near side. Another sideline warning against Tate.
That should be a penalty.
Coach Summerford is questioning that call right now.
Well, there's lines there for a reason that you must stand behind. And I think the man holding the sign the more Coach argues, the less calls he's going to get. Trust me.
It's 3rd and 11 right now. Just another warning. So can you just keep giving warnings?
Supposedly on the second one, you're supposed to.
No, they marked off 5 yards. So
Okay.
It's going to be 3rd and 16. Only their 3rd penalty of the night. Ball was only 1.
About to run out of time.
3rd and 16.
They're blitzing. Ugh.
There's Chase Marsh with the initial hit. Helps the young man up. Nice little sportsmanship there by Mr. Marsh. It's going to be a gain of 2 for Davis, but it's going to bring out Caleb Westergreen for the 4th time tonight.
Yeah, that play could have easily been 15 yards against Navarre. There was a hand or a helmet-to-helmet contact as the quarterback was sacked, and Navarre may have got away with one there.
From his own 31, a beautiful high snap, not very long. And that's going to be Jaden Reese back there with the fair catch. The Raiders will take over with decent field position at their own 35-yard line.
You state your position and you walk away. There's nothing gained with trying to argue with a coach.
$34-yard punt, no return on Western Green's 4th punt of the night.
Ursula said, Mike, she's going to try to watch the game next week from Germany if she can stay awake.
Love is going to go off right tackle, break another tackle, and into the secondary. And you can put another one on the board for E.J. Loeb. His 3rd touchdown of the night. This one from 65 yards out. The Raiders back on the board once again.
Well, they put 6 on the board now.
So his last 3 touches, 50, 72, and 65, and an 87-yard kickoff return.
Wow.
7-11 mark.
Coach Greenhaw listening up in Tennessee. He's giving a shout out to Riley Yester and the OL.
Kick is up, and the kick is through for Taylor Gardner. 28-14 Navarre.
Well, Coach Greenhall, your former Big Bubbas did well on that one.
Last two plays. So two, can you call it drive one play? Or is it just, it's still a drive, correct?
Yeah, you give a first down on the run, according to the stats.
So the Raiders have put up 21 points rather quickly here in the third quarter and have jumped out to a 28-14 lead.
So we've had 4 touchdowns in 4 minutes.
4 minutes and 49 seconds.
Wow.
DJ Love's third touchdown of the night. 2 rushing and 1 return.
Coach Greenhall, we miss you down here in the FL, the 850. You and your family. Thanks for listening. Tune it in.
This one is returnable inside the 10. And it's going to be returned out over the 25 and out near the 30, and that's where they're going to spot the ball, and that's where the Aggies will take over this possession.
It's like right square dab in the middle of the 30-yard line, Bill. Right smack dab.
Most definitely. 28-14 Navarre. Davis brings the Aggie offense back. 7 minutes exactly on the clock here to start this possession. Davis by himself, he's going to take off and run, but he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage by Isaac Cole. No gain. Cole having a nice night. 1 sack on the night.
Looks like an offensive lineman from Tate down, Bill, holding his ankle.
Let's see if we can go back to the scoreboard real quick here, Bob. Here in the panhandle. I'm going to update the scoreboard here real quick. 6:48 to go here at Tate High. 28-14 Navarre. A game that saw just 15 points in the first half, and we've had 21, 27 points in the first 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
Okay.
And either one of us could have expected this onslaught of scoring here in the second half.
No, I think Coach Walls was concerned. He knew that they'd have a little bit of momentum, or a little bit of an edge, since they got the second half kickoff. I see Edgewater and Jones in a battle in the fourth quarter of 2 Orlando teams, 14-13.
Yeah, that's some good football. They're in the Metro, so we won't see them at all this year. If we go further into the state, we won't see them because they're in the Metro classification. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Aggies after Davis was stopped right at the line of scrimmage on his first down carry. Davis back to pass. He's got intercepted by Trey Bragg on the tip from Dante Core. The play was made by Core, but Trey Bragg's going to get
The old tip drill.
the stat sheet with the interception.
I believe that's their Navarre's first interception of the year, Bill.
Second.
Okay.
I believe Mr. Bragg has both of them. Let me look at the stat sheet here real quick.
We got the one in the end zone.
Connor Black has the other one. So second interception, the Raiders going to take over. Is it going to give it right back to him? Oh, that was almost another one. He threw right in the hands of Diego Dukes.
Nice play by our wide receiver, playing like a defensive back, challenging the ball, trying to knock it out, which he did. Diego might have had 6.
Going to be second and 10 for the Raiders from their 38 on the interception by Trey Bragg. Love to the left of Hunter Feaster. Brown's going to go in motion from left to right. Stop. They're going to hand off to E.J. Love up the middle. Behind his right guard, Cameron Pollard. Actually, that is going to be behind number 16, Riley Bester. On the right side over there with Jackson Spalla. Gain of 1 for Love is going to bring up 3rd and 9. They're going to draw him offside, so that'll give him a free 5 yards.
Mental error. Changes the play perhaps from 3rd and 9 to 3rd and 4.
The Raiders are going to move that out. Different play call here coming up for the Raiders. 3rd and 4 now.
Wide open.
Terrence Marshall wide open. This one's going to go for a 56-yard touchdown strike from Feaster to Marshall. That reminded me of the Bears game last Sunday against the Niners. How can a receiver get that wide open?
Well, the defense bit on a dive play to EJ, and I think Feaster hesitated because he couldn't believe how wide open his wide receiver is. Navarre extends their lead.
It's going to be a 57-yard touchdown pass from Feaster to Terrence Marshall. 7th touchdown pass of the season for Feaster. Extra point good by Gardner to stretch the lead out to 35-14.
By the way, one of our listeners says great camera work. Mike?
Is that Ursula saying that?
I'm sorry?
Is that Ursula saying that?
Why would you say that?
You know Mike.
Mike's going to be, hey, next Saturday, Bill, a week from tomorrow, Mike's going to be in the horseshoe.
Yes.
Wisconsin at
I can't say
Ohio
that I'm going to
State.
be rooting for the team that he's rooting for because I would be kicked out of the house if I was.
But a pretty nice ticket there. Very jealous.
Giving Jason Thompson, he's giving me an update. 21-7 Gulf Breeze over Milton at the half.
Helping my son celebrate single life for 3 more.
You know where game day is going to be tomorrow, Bill?
What's that?
Boone, North Carolina. App State hosting Troy. First ever for Boone.
It's a long kickoff. It's going to come to rest at the 7. Duke's underneath it. Runs into his own player, and he's going to be tackled on a nice special teams tackle by Jonathan Brogan. Nice hustle down the field. They got 6 extra bone points last week in the game at Rickards, which led the Raiders. Extra bone is like extra effort, extra hustle, and he's a great special team player for Jonathan Brogan. And Aggie's going to start the ball from their own 20, trailing 35-14. Seems like just a moment ago they were up 14-13.
Yep.
Raiders have ran off 22 straight points. This is a handoff to Colston, who's going to be tackled right there by Marquise Taylor. I think C.J. Hill coming in to help and assist with that tackle as well. It's going to be a gain of 2 for Colston, 2nd and 8.
Tim says the tide keeps on rolling. Go Raiders.
2nd and 8. Colston off behind his right guard and tackle. He's going to get it out over the 25 to the 27. Gain of 5. Really Marsh and Cole in there on the tackle. Going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the
You're going to be nervous tomorrow watching Cal at Notre Dame, Bill?
I'm going to be nervous no matter who they're playing this year. They're going to split Campbell out to the far side, Dukes, and Autry to the near side. Colston alone back in the backfield, and we have movement against the Aggies.
That's the old Mel and Tim song, Bill. Backfield in motion.
Max Johnson going to start his first game tomorrow for the Texas A&M Aggies. Not Tate Aggies, but since we're talking about Aggies. And speaking about Aggies, Wisconsin will be playing New Mexico State tomorrow, the Aggies. I'm just trying to egg you on a little bit.
The yoke's on me.
4:07 to go here in the third quarter. 35-14. Navarre on top. 28 points here in the third for the Raiders. 4 big scoring plays. And we have a 3rd and 7 coming up. 3rd and 8 for the Aggies as they call a timeout.
I believe that's their 2nd on the night.
So, we were talking about adjustments at halftime. I think the Raiders have made adjustments.
And you said EJ.
Like I said, squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
You're like was it the great Carmack that Johnny Carson used to play? I hold in this envelope.
Raiders on top 35-14. It was EJ on the kickoff, so it's hard to read these numbers
It
from
is.
afar.
Yeah, we're pretty far up.
Even with one of the best cameramen in the area, we still sometimes miss numbers. 3rd and 8 for the Aggies from their own 22. Davis back to pass. He's feeling pressure, and he throws it a little bit short.
Short
in front of
arms
his
it because
intended
of
receiver
pressure.
was Campbell.
Yeah, he had. Is that Moso? 65 in his face.
55. Is Mozo, I believe that's who you're referring to.
He had him quarterback in his face, and he short-armed it.
So Western Green back to punt for the 5th time tonight. 35-yard average on his first 4 punts. We have a penalty on the play.
Flag on the play.
The ball is going to take a Aggie bounce inside the 30. Jaden Reese is going to get away from it as it comes to rest at the 27. 51-yard punt if it stands.
Well, we had some Canadian football going on. They had
There's a
man
flag
in
down at
motion.
the 21.
Yeah, a man with motion on the offense. So Navarre's going to decline it, get the football, or
Yeah, they are going to. Coach Walls is saying emphatically, no, we decline it.
yeah.
So that's going to stand as a 51-yard punt back to the Raider 27.
Yeah, all kind of things can happen.
So Navarre will take over. As we saw, a lot of things have happened here in the third quarter. 35 points so far here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So 34 points. First and 10 for the Raiders from their 27, 3:46 on the clock. The Raiders on top 35-14. Feaster into pistol. Marshall goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Anthony Gasaway, and a nice first down carry for the sophomore running back. His first carry of the night. He's going to get out of bounds at about the, let's call it the 41-yard line. It's going to be a gain. Where did they go spot it at? Let's see, as the clutter has cleared. It's going to be a 13-yard gain and a Raider first down. Gasaway's first carry of the night. The Raiders, even though we got 28 points, that is their first down of the second half. First and 10 for the Raiders from their 40, 3:38 on the clock. Riley goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Gasaway right up the middle behind it. Charlie Cottrell. And it's going to be a nice tackle at the line of scrimmage, maybe a 1-yard gain for Gasaway. Gasaway all.
You know, I think technically on a long run, you do give one first down.
Is that how they?
I believe so.
Well, they add a couple more then because the long touchdown pass.
But I could be wrong.
It's going to be a quick hitter, and he throws behind Jaden Reese. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. They credit Gasaway with the 2-yard carry on that
I don't
first down.
see that very often.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Raiders from their own 43 with 3:03 on the clock and a 35-14 lead. Twins to the near side. Riley's going to come in motion. Feaster back to pass.
Screen.
As he tried to find Love out of the backfield. It's going to fall incomplete. This will be Navarre's first punt of the night.
Yeah, I think that was a good play by Feaster because EJ was covered.
But I think if he looked off his man there in the center of the field, Jaden Reese was making his move in the center of the field, and he is completely wide open. But you're looking to your back out of the backfield, a safe play, and falls incomplete. Tyrell Marshall out for the first time tonight to punch his ball away. (35-14) Navarre, 2:57 on the clock. Marshall with a high short punt, but it's going to take a Raider bounce down to the 23-yard line. 34-yard punt for Marshall, and Aggies will take over right there. Let's take a quick commercial break. Actually, we're going to stay right here because players are ready to go.
I wonder if the Iowa Hawkeyes have learned the words to safety dance. Did they have 3 last week or just 2?
Yeah, I picked Iowa State last week.
I did too. I did not. I picked Iowa. But Iowa has only scored 14 points on the season, 1 touchdown, 1 field goal, and 2 safeties. And the offensive coordinator is none other Coach Ferentz's son. That's got to be for some long conversations at the dinner table. First and 10 for the Aggies from their 23. It's going to be a quick hitter to Campbell, and he drops it. And he would have been right down there anyways because he put his knee on the ground.
Florida State has lost Jordan Travis. He's on crutches. Rodemaker
in the game.
Yeah. 21-14.
Still, that stayed down. Air Force down to Wyoming 10-7. Second and 10 for the Aggies from the 23, 2:44 the clock. Navarre on top, 35-14. Davis in the pistol. He's going to hand off to Colston to the inside. He's going to break 1 tackle, pushes forward, still on his feet, before he is corralled and knocked to the ground by Trey Bragg, Xavier Hamilton, and Fuller Judkins. It's going to be a gain out to the 29-yard line. Give him 6 on the carry. That's when he seemed like he's not going to have enough. It's 5 or 6 yards every time.
Yep, needs a load to bring down.
3rd and 4 for the Aggies from their own 29. Irish Bill is Seminole Bob and Mike House, Buckeye Mike on the camera tonight. It's going to be handoff to Colston. He's going to get out to the outside. He should have enough for 1st down. And he causes a little bit of damage as he struts out to the 40-yard line. It's going to be an 11-yard run for Colston and an Aggie 1st down. 21 carries on the night for 157 yards and a score.
Looks like Florida State's tied it up, 21 all.
Nice. You want to make your first playing time of the season?
No, he had some mop-up work against Duquesne, the Dukes.
The Dukes.
They left with $400,000. By the way, one of their former alums just gifted them like $50 million for a law school.
1st and 10 from the 40 for the Aggies. A handoff to Colston. He's met in the backfield, a tackle for loss by Isaac Cole and Landon Mensler in there as well. Lose a yard on the play.
Not a whole lot of sense of urgency down by 21, huh, Bill, from Tate's offense?
Not at all. 210 yards of offense plus an 87-yard kickoff return here in the 3rd quarter from Navarre. 2nd and 11 for the Tate Aggies from their 39-yard line with 1:14 on the clock. And Colston's going to be tackled in the backfield. Initial hit by
Ball was came
Mozo,
out.
Josh Wilson, Mensler, C.J. Hill, Isaac Cole all in there. And it's going to be a loss back to the 38, another 1-yard loss for Colston. Junior running back with a solid night, 155 yards on 23 carries.
Well, with that running play, you play right into the hands of Navarre. Now, their linemen can pin their ears back, rush hard, maybe even do a blitz with a couple linebackers and go single coverage on the receivers.
Like I said, twins to the far side, single to the near side. Duke's back, and he's going to be still on his feet. Taken down by Joshua Wilson and assist to Dominic Cunningham. But it's going to be a gain of 7 out to the 45-yard line for Dukes.
I would think they would have to go for it on 4th and
5 down. Actually going to spot it at the 46, so it's going to be 4th and 4 coming up. We got a timeout. Let's take a quick timeout with them as we have gone down in the 3rd quarter at the end of 3. A wild 3rd quarter it was. Navarre on top, 35-14. We'll be right back. Aggies will be going forward on 4th and 4 to start the 4th quarter, trailing 35-14. It's Irish Bill with Seminole Bob, Buckeye Mike on the camera. And he couldn't get the flag out of his pocket on the tight coverage over there on the far sideline. And I think they're going to get him either for pass interference or holding here, Bob. Only the second penalty of the game for Navarre.
It'll be an automatic first down, Bill.
I think they're gonna get him for PI here.
Magnum.
Nah. Let's see here. This is how much they mark off. And it's 15. It's definitely a pass interference against Navarre. The third penalty of the night. 25 yards. We had one penalty last week. It's going to be first down at the Raider 38-yard line via the pass interference. Tate trailing 35-14 after a wild third quarter where the Raiders outscored the Aggies 28-6. Davis has the Aggies in Raider territory at the 38. It's going to be a run right up the middle. Down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 3. They're running this young man ragged. He's pretty much toting all the carries for the Aggie backfield. Give him 3 on that one. Brings up 2nd and 7. 24 carries on the night. 58 yards for the junior tailback.
Oh, high snap.
Ball still on the ground. Who's going to come up with it?
Navarre's got it.
Tate's going to recover the high snap all the way back to the 45-yard line of Tate.
Navarre comes up with it, Bill.
Navarre come. Good observation there, Bob. You got to straighten me out once in a while. Sometimes I miss a little bit.
No.
That's going to be a loss all the way back to the 45-yard line of Tate.
Is that their third turnover tonight? Their fourth turnover?
I believe that is their 4th. They've had one in each quarter.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders with only 1. The interception.
And last week, Navarre,
The fumble on the jet sweep.
yep. Well, last week, we were beneficiaries of a high snap that I think we picked up, scoop and score.
So an 18-yard loss on the play, and unfortunately it goes to the credit of the quarterback.
And it looks like a penalty against, on top of that, against Tate. So now Navarre deep in Aggie territory.
1st and 10. We're going to see James Clark now out for the Raiders in at quarterback. Number 9. It's going to be a handoff to E.J. Love. And he's going to be brought down in the backfield by Shimmick.
Gesundheit.
It's going to be a loss back to the 31-yard line, a loss of 4. Bring up 2nd and 14. DJ with 192 yards on 12 carries, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 87-yard kickoff as well. Anthony Gasaway replaces him next to James Clark. Trips to the far side, signal to the near side. 2nd and 14 for the Raiders from their 31. Clark's going to roll out to his left. He's going to hit his intended receiver, Ryan Bavis. He's going to get inside the 25 down to the 23. A gain of 8 to Bavis on his 2nd catch of the night.
Yeah, Davis made a good play. Ball was thrown a little behind him. made the adjustment. If it had been led just a little bit more, Davis might have been able to pick up the first down or beyond.
Davis with the beat. 3rd and 6 for the Raiders from their 23. 35-14 Navarre with 9:30 on the clock here in the 4th. We're getting some playing time here in relief of Hunter Feaster. Clark back to pass. He's got a receiver open in the end zone. Can't haul it in, can't bring it in. And it's going to bring up 4th and 6.
Great effort on the catch, threw it in double coverage.
It's right on spot. And they're going to bring Taylor Gardner out for his 3rd field goal attempt of the night. And his 8th on the season already here in the first 4 games.
What was Brady's highest attempts in one season? 5.
This is going to be a 40-yard attempt. Snap's good. The kick is up. It looks like it is a little left. It sneaks it in the left upright. The Raiders add 3 on the board on the 5th field goal of the season for Taylor Gardner as he just snuck it inside that left post, and he puts 3 more on the board for Navarre. At the 9:07 mark. Navarre has stretched their lead out to 38-14.
This has been a long 3rd quarter. I'm sorry.
4th.
Like I said, it's been a long 3rd quarter.
And his second 40-yard field goal on the season, 40 plus.
Yep. Hit one earlier in the year from 46.
5 of 8 on the season. Second leading scorer for Navarre coming into this game. And I think Mr. Love might have took that honor away from him after the performance that he's had thus far. Ninth kickoff of the night for Gardner. That one's going to come down at the 14-yard line. And Autry says, I'm just going to step out of bounds right here before anybody gets down here. Connor Matthews forced him out of bounds, made sure he went out of bounds. That's where the Aggies going to take over.
That ball had enough stuff on it, it might have spun out of bounds. What do you think?
Possibly.
But you can't take that chance.
I don't know.
Take a chance.
Take a chance on the
Everything's a song.
music. It evolves. And it doesn't matter what genre, what era. You can use it. Just keeps coming back. First and 10 for the Aggies from their 15. It's going to be a handoff to Colston. Another big run. Dante Court tackled it. He gets the initial hit. Colston's just not going down, folks.
Well, they're not trying to wrap up low. You can't do that. I think they're going to look at film this week and really be concerned about tackling. I know he's a big load, but
185 yards on the night for Colston, and that's another Aggie first down out to their 41.
38-14 here. Navarre over Tate.
27-yard run for Colston. They're going to go right back to him, and he bounces off one tackle, still bounces off another, still on his feet, gets to the outside. What an effort by this young man. And he's going to get into Raider territory at the 49, an 11-yard gain, and an Aggie first down.
I think every member of the Navarre defense may have touched him, Bill.
196 yards on the night on 26 carries. Another first down for the Aggies in the Raider territory at the 49. Very impressed with, and they're going to give him a breather. I think that's the first breather he's gotten all night. They're going to bring in Karan Shakara into the backfield. Number 23. And he's going to get the handoff. He's got a nice gain. Xavier Hamilton's going to take him down at the 44-yard line after a 5-yard gain.
But the clock is working against J.M. Tate High School here. Down by 24.
2nd and 5 for the Aggies at the Raider 44. Get a couple new faces in there. Ray Wangerin in there as well. The third Wangerin to grace the Raider defensive side of the ball. 2nd and 5 for the Aggies at the Raider. And that's right up the gut again. He's going to get down to the 41, give him 3 more yards. They'll bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and 2.
Pretty big hit by number 7 for Navarre.
And that would be one Mr. Dwayne Clark.
Dwayne
38 carries on the night for the Aggies. So you're going to see a lot of tackle points coming out of this game.
A lot of bones for the defense.
It's going to be 3rd and short, 3rd and a long 2 for the Aggies at the Raider 41, and we got timeout on the field.
Well, penalty flag. May have been encroachment on the defense.
That's going to give the Aggies a first down.
Mental error on the Navarre team. Water break time.
We have 4 penalties for each team. We're going to go to water break with them. 6:23 to go in this ball game. Navarre 38, Tate 14. It's Irisville 7 of Bob. Buckeye Mike on the camera tonight. We'll be back after this quick commercial break.
Unpicked Air Force.
The one thing I like seeing on Irisville Sports Live is the interaction going on amongst the fans. Somebody asks for a score, somebody else answers them. I like that. 1st and 10 for the Aggies at the Raider 36. And it's going to be Colston on the carry. He's initially hit by Landon Mensler before it's finished off by Dom Cunningham.
Easy for you to say.
Loss of 1.
Looks like Tate's getting ready to go. Hurry up. They probably should have done that earlier, but
27 carries on the night from Colston. 2nd and 11 for the Aggies at the Raider 37. 5:41 on the clock. 38-14 Navarre. Davis back to pass. And
he's had a tough
Dukes
night.
saw Mensler coming into his face, his area, his personal zone. He thought otherwise about calling that one in.
Yep. And the quarterback for Tate has had a few drops tonight as wide receivers.
Well, we seen that a lot last week over at Records as well.
I just don't understand that. I mean,
Well, last week there was an explanation with the wet ball, but Navarre wasn't dropping it.
no, that's just the weirdness of the game.
3rd and 11. Actually, I got spotted right at the yard marker, so 3rd and 10. Davis back to pass. He's going to push out the receiver at the 30-yard line. It's going to be about 3-4 yards short. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the completion to Autry. They got 4th and 4 now.
Tate's going to go for it. That did, with the receiver going out of bounds, that did stop the clock.
5:30 on the clock, on said clock.
Dum, dum, dum.
38-14, 35-14, Gulf Breeze over Milton. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Thanks, Jason Thompson, for that update. Davis back to pass. He's feeling pressure, and it's going to be a sack. The Raiders 5th on the night, and that one's Joshua Wilson all the way back. See where they're going to spot the ball. They're going to spot the ball at the 37. It's going to be a 7-yard loss on the 5th sack of the night by the Raider defense. That one, the sophomore, Joshua Wilson. On the corner blitz, actually on the linebacker blitz.
Yeah. I thought I saw 18. Was that his number?
16.
Okay.
Number 16.
16, 18,
Ryan Bavis
13.
is number 18.
Yeah.
On offense. James Clark back in, 1st and 10 Raiders on the 36. It's going to be Clark on the keeper. He's got some yardage. He's going to get a Raider first down after the 11-yard, actually a 10-yard gain for Clark.
Stays in bounds.
The clock running. The change for Navarre.
Right on the stick, too.
Nice read there by the junior quarterback. In fact, both quarterbacks are juniors.
First down. Enough for the first down for Navarre.
Trips to the far side, single to the near side, all sides against Tate. Will give the Raiders 1st and 5.
Did you or Joe Settles pick Milton in that game?
You know what I did at halftime before I answered that question?
You changed it.
My hat. I put on the rally cap.
Ah.
The hat.
Live lucky.
Live lucky. He tries to find Gasaway out of the backfield. It's going to fall incomplete. He'll bring up the 2nd and 5.
Nice hustle play. You didn't know whether that was a lateral or a forward pass. You jumped on the ball, waited for the whistle.
So your big Bubba's doing a great effort here tonight. Navarre with 231 yards rushing, 192 for the sophomore E.J. Love, Charlie Cottrell, Ethan Newman, Cameron Pollard, Riley Bester, and Jackson Spall. 2nd and 5 for Navarre as Riley goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Gasaway. He has a Raider first down in the secondary. And a big gainer inside the 35 and down inside the 25, all the way down to the 23-yard line.
First down.
First down, Raiders. So a 31-yard run for Gasaway and a Raider first down. Mark in the pistol.
Got to be a snap infraction or, yep, snap infraction on Navarre. The umpire just made the sign. Legal procedure.
Oh, defense.
How does the umpire call that? He can't tell if he goes outside. Okay. That's a head scratcher.
Oh, we get those occasionally. 1st and 5 for the Raiders at the Aggie 18-yard line. Riley goes in motion from right to left. Clark is going to, the keeper is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gain 1. He'll bring up 2nd and 4. Clock goes down to 4:15.
Looked like a busted play, Bill.
2nd and 4 for the Raiders. Down to the Aggie 16-yard line. Just outside the Aggie 16-yard line. Navarre 38 and Tate 14. A game that was 8-7 at the half.
Coach Craig invited me out to watch Florida State. I told him I was broadcasting. He predicted we'd win by 20.
And that's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Nice play. And he might return this all the way. It's going to be a 100-yard return. No flags down. It's going to be a 100-yard return for the Aggies. And they'll get back on the board. That was Caleb Bates with a 100-yard return on the interception.
Just threw the ball up to grabs. Nobody in the area. Nice heads-up play.
Caleb Bates with the 100-yard return on the interception. Second turnover of the night for Navarre.
I'm not surprised to see Tate go for 2 here, and then an onside kick.
38-20 is your score. Just knew once he got it out of the end zone, there was pretty much green pastures in front of him.
Green pastures.
Green pastures.
Okay.
It's something that we use in the Midwest, right, Mike? Two-point conversion coming up for the Aggies. It's going to fall incomplete.
Dropped. Another
Will
drop.
remain 38-20. Navarre will get the ball one more time with an 18-point lead. Lead for the Raiders. See who they're going to put back here. We may see some new faces out here on special teams.
Hands unit for sure. I think Rickards tried an onside kick last week, and we had our hands unit on the field. And one of our cornerbacks came up with it.
A lot of big plays in this game.
Oh yeah.
In fact, all the touchdowns in the second half have been over 50 yards. And throwing a 40-yard field goal in there as well.
See Brown in. Who else there up front? The hands unit, tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, fullbacks. There's the onside kick, a good one.
Braden Brown recovers it right at the midfield stripe. The Raiders will take over on the attempted onside kick.
Louisville goes ahead of Florida State.
What we got now there for the score?
28-21. You picked Florida State.
I did.
Thank you.
Nice fill in a dogfight tonight. Let's see if we can get an updated score for that one.
Wow.
Raiders take over just inside Aggie territory at the 49. 28-25. They edge out Childs by 3. It's going to be Connor Matthews' first carry of the game, still on his feet. He's going to get it down inside the 40, down to right at the 49-yard line, a gain of 9 for Matthews on his first carry of the season.
Charles was coming in the record with what, into the game with what, 1 win?
Childs was over. That was a conference, that was a district game as well. Childs was 0-3 coming into that game at Navarre. At the nice one, 28-25, nice one closing out.
Oh, so they won. The
They won
game's over.
28-25, game over. Second and 1 for the Raiders at the Aggie 40, 2:35 on the clock and running. 38-20 Navarre. It's going to be a handoff to Connor Matthews, I should say. He's going to have a Raider first down to the 34, gain of 5. Actually give him 6 on the carry. Raider first down. Clock down to 2:18, 2:17. First and 10 Raiders at the Aggie 34. Grass goes out to the Raiders freshman team last night as they put up 61 against Tate in a 31, I believe, 31-20-32 score. Freshman getting it done last night at Navarre. They hand off to Matthews once again. He's going to get down to the 30. Give him 4 more yards.
And hats off to NYSA. Since we don't have middle school sports in Santa Rosa County, those kids that are playing on the freshman team came from the juniors of NYSA. And we're kind of like in a handicap because when we play Okaloosa teams, they do have middle school football.
Raiders down to almost a minute. We're down to 70 seconds here in the fourth. It's going to be a handoff. Off left tackle. Dexter Jefferson. And you see, you can't get these numbers past me. I pick him right up, Bob. Jefferson in with this first carry. He's going to get about a yard. Give him 2 yards on the carry.
Looks like we may go into victory formation here, Bill.
38 seconds on the clock. James Clark in. Nate Hansen coming in as well.
If it wasn't for that one errant pass, Navarre really came out fired up in the second half.
Devin McNicholas in there as well for the first time tonight. Broncos in motion. We're going to hand off to Dexter Jefferson once again. Give him another yard, and that will probably be the last play of the game, Bob.
Good win for Navarre. I was really worried about this game, Bill. And the first half, I think, proved me right. Navarre came out a little flat, but came back to the second half. Their depth and their skill proved too much in this important opening district contest.
Want to know now the Raiders are in District 1 of Class 4S. Niceville leads District 2 of Class 4S when they're off to 1-0 start as well. The Raiders are going to be fail on this night. They give Coach Jay Walls his 90th victory in his 117th game.
90 out of 117. What's that percentage?
90 and 27.
98 and 27.
So divide 90 by 117. You're a teacher. You should have been able to do that in your head.
I am not a math teacher, senor.
Well, 3 goes into 20 40 times, so it's 39. 3 goes into 90, so 83.8% rounding up.
84%.
84% winning percentage for Coach Walls as he moves to 90 and 27 at Navarre. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for our players of the game and a recap of this game where we saw the Raiders prevail 38-20 as they go to 3-1 on the season, 1-0 in district play. They drops to 1-3 and 0-1 in district play. We'll be back after this great commercial break. Rather quick game.
9:30. 2 hours and a half. Nice view. Singing the alma mater.
Under 5 minutes for Air Force, they're down 3.
Irish Bill and Seminole Bob back for the post-game show, and a regular victory, Bob. 3-0 on the road.
Holy cow, look at there. There's your ear.
Now, if you're wondering what we look like, that's why we usually don't have the camera on us.
Good win for Navarre, 38-20 on the road. So let's see, our three of our wins. All 3 of our wins are on the road. Score over 30 points. I think Jay Walls made some, and his coaches made some great adjustments at halftime. There's no question. And one EJ Love, he just makes the team so much better.
And and the rest of the Panhandle just has to be like, this kid's only a sophomore, and they're like, we're going to see that have to deal with this young man for the next 3 years.
Well, and our defense is very young too. So, great job. Hats off to Navarre's defense. They did not allow a touchdown in the second half. The one touchdown that Tate did score was on a pick 6. But stuff happens. But a good win. Jay will come in heading into homecoming against Leon. Lots of distractions. You've got dances, you've got dress-up days, you've got, king and queen, and you've got the court, and you've got probably, a terrific pep rally. And Jay's going to say tonight, enjoy the game. We got Leon next week, non-district, but still important. We want to keep, in the words of PJ Fleck, we want to keep rowing the boat in the right direction. Because after Leon, we have a heck of a stretch in district. So
Most definitely, you'll have Pace, Milton, and Gulf Breeze back to back to back. And it's going to be the battle of Santa Rosa County for those 3 straight weeks. And Gulf Breeze is all that, as I'm looking, they're dumped big on Milton tonight. So Gulf Breeze could move to 1-0 in district play as well and be up there with Navarre. Pace, they're falling behind to Crestview late, 29-21. Wow. But they're having an outstanding season for a very young team as well.
And that's not a district game.
Not a district game. Well, that's time for our players of the game. Our Ian Lockwood player of the game. I think we have none other than EJ Love as our Ian Lockwood player of the game.
Yep.
192 yards on 12 carries. After 8 carries, he had 8 yards.
Yeah.
So his last 4 carries, he went for 184 yards. And an 87-yard kick.
Yeah, and the offensive coaches made the adjustments. Perhaps it was some blocking scheme changes. Perhaps some, just a few different plays, and he just took advantage of it. Big plays for Navarre tonight that I think was really the difference.
And I'm going to throw one out there for offensive player. How about Terrence Marshall? 57-yard touchdown reception. Only 2 receptions on tonight, but he is a leading receiver tonight for Navarre with 58 yards on those 2 receptions. I have a nomination for Terrence Marshall.
Oh, most certainly. Most certainly. He has withstood double and perhaps even triple coverages, and did a great job tonight.
Defensively, gosh, we could name so many different players off of the defense. The one number that we called quite a bit tonight,
Josh Wilson.
Josh Wilson,
Yeah.
and Chase Marsh.
Yeah.
And I would like to throw my hat in the ring for Chase Marsh, number 24.
He's been pretty consistent the last 2 or 3 games, so great defensive game. There'll be a few helmet decals given out this week for the defense, and so we enjoy it on the way home, the victory tonight, and then
We still got our special team player of the game. We can't give it to EJ because he's already got the Ian Lockwood player of the game. He had the 87-yard return.
kicker for Tate,
Why not?
the punter, punter and kicker.
Five punts on the night for Caleb Wester Green. And then we get to 171 yards divided by 5. That's 44 yards of 44. Good night. 44 average on 5 punts. Yeah, let's go with Caleb Wester Green for Tate.
He's a second-time winner.
It could be this game.
Oh,
We
for
have
the
to see what-
game, yeah.
For the game.
But I guarantee you, EJ will be for your overall offensive player of the week this week.
He's got a good. He'll be in the running most definitely.
But the only way that you can find out about that
Is you got to tune in to Irish Bill's Twist on Sports from Culver's every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock in downtown Navarre, a block and a bridge from Navarre Beach, the beautiful Navarre Beach.
Yep, beautiful. I just am enjoying seeing the sun and the moon, and not.
What is that?
Yeah, really.
I had to look it up in the dictionary to find out what the sun looks like.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Great win tonight for Navarre.
Tied up at 28, Florida State and Louisville.
Without Travis.
I think we've talked enough for tonight, Bob. What do you think?
Absolutely. I just hope we don't turn off listeners by showing our faces, Mike.
Well, they have to know. They have to see who's actually bringing the games to them every week. For those that can't be in person, have never been to a Navarre football game, but we have a lot of good, faithful people out there watching the games from wherever they're at. And we appreciate all of them, because other than that, we would just be broadcasting to nobody. We don't like doing that.
He's called Irish Bill, and I'm called Seminole Bob.
And until
And
next
that's
Friday
Buffalo
night at
Mike.
home for homecoming, may the wind ever be at your back. This is Irish Bill signing off. Good night, Navarre.
Good night, Navarre, and God bless.